You know, one of the strangest things we experience as human beings is that there is a voice constantly speaking inside our heads, commenting, judging, predicting, reminding, criticizing. And for most of our lives, we never stop to question it. We assume that voice is us. But what if it isn't? What if that voice in your head, the one that tells you you're not enough, you're going to fail, you should be better, what if that voice is not who you are, but something you learned? You see, from the moment we are born, we begin absorbing language. Not just words, but tone, meaning, and emotional weight. We hear how others speak to us. And perhaps more importantly, we feel how they respond to us. And slowly, over time, those external voices become internal ones. A parent's worry becomes your anxiety. A caregiver's criticism becomes your inner critic. A moment of disapproval becomes a lifelong pattern of self-doubt. And the fascinating thing is, I bet you don't even remember choosing any of it. Because you didn't. The voice in your head was built, constructed, piece by piece, from experiences, reactions, and interpretations, most of which happened before you even knew you had a choice. So then, if the voice was built, if it was learned, if it was shaped by people who themselves were shaped by others, is it really you? Or is it an echo? An echo of the past repeating itself in the present moment. An echo that feels real because it has been with you for so long. But familiarity does not equal truth. Now, this is where things become interesting, because the moment you begin to notice the voice, you also begin to notice something else. The one who is hearing it. There is the voice, and then there is you, listening. And that changes everything. Because if you can hear the voice, if you can observe it, if you can notice it speaking, then it cannot be who you are. After all, you are the one aware of it. And awareness is something entirely different from thought. Thoughts come and go. They rise, they fall, they repeat, they change. But awareness remains. It is the quiet space in which all thoughts appear. And when you begin to rest in that space, something remarkable happens. The voice loses its authority. It may still speak. It may still offer its familiar lines of, "You're not ready, you're not good enough, you should stay small." But now, you see it for what it is. A pattern, not a truth. And in seeing that, there is freedom. Now, this doesn't mean that the voice disappears overnight. It doesn't mean you suddenly never doubt yourself again. No, the voice may still arise because it was practiced for many, many years. But something has shifted. You are no longer inside the voice. You are observing it. And this creates space. Space to choose. You see, before awareness, the voice runs automatically. It tells a story, and we believe it. But with awareness, the story is still told, but now you can decide whether to listen or not. And this is where your power begins. Not in silencing the voice, not in fighting it, not in trying to get rid of it completely, but in no longer confusing it with who you are. Because you are not the voice that criticizes. You are not the voice that fears. You are not the voice that doubts. You are the one who hears it all. And that awareness is untouched, unhurt, unconditioned. It was there before the voice was formed, and it remains long after the voice speaks. So perhaps the invitation is not to fix the voice, but to recognize it, to hear it. And instead of reacting automatically, simply say, "Ah, there it is." Not with judgment, not with frustration, but with curiosity. Because when you meet the voice this way, it begins to lose its grip. And in its place, something else begins to emerge. A quieter knowing. A sense of self that isn't based on fear or conditioning, but on presence, on being, And from this place, you can begin to choose differently. You can hear the voice say, "You're not ready." And you still move forward. You can hear, "You're going to fail," and still take the step. Because the voice is no longer in control. You are. And this is where real change begins. Not by becoming someone new, but by realizing you were never the voice to begin with. You were the awareness all along.